I just built out the back of my Tune Outdoor M1L. Let's go take a look. All right, welcome inside my mini home. You can see that we've got a massive countertop over here with a sink at the very end. I've got this guy hooked up to a 3 gallon per minute pump, which is a bit overkill, but I can always step it down to a nice dribble just like that to save water. I wanted to make sure I had enough space to do dishes, wash hands, clean anything I need to, and I feel like this sink basin gives me plenty of space while also not taking up too much of my counter space. I do also like how it has this nice flush glass lid so that when it is not being used, I do actually still get to use the space that it takes up. The entire camper is made out of Baltic birch and 1010 aluminum extrusion. I went with this combo because I wanted something that was lightweight and durable. I believe that using an aluminum extrusion frame helps save weight and gives you something that is ultra rigid. And then I just put some facing on it, like the countertops and the back panels, and then the drawers bolt straight into that extrusion. In total, I have 6 drawers. They all slide out and are on locking hinges. These are all 300-pound drawer slides, so I can actually fully weight myself on these drawers, and they stay and hold nice and strong. Super sturdy. I went with an entire system of drawers because I believe that having the drawers keeps everything more organized. I'm easily able to access what's in the drawers, and I can keep things more organized by separating them into different drawers. On this side of the camper, you get to see my 60-quart fridge and freezer, as well as this bench seat with a hinged top for access from the inside and outside of the camper. In here, I keep the majority of my off-road parts, tools, my stove. Anything that can get dirty goes inside of here, whereas the cleaner stuff stays inside of the drawers because those keep the dust and water out really nice. I really like the hinges I went with. They're just some simple RV hinges. I was able to bolt them straight into the aluminum extrusion, and they've got a nice soft close so that I can kind of just drop it like that and it's good to go. The way I secured this bench seat was by going straight into the truck's accessory rails. I've just got some corner brackets here that go straight into the extrusion and then straight into the bed rail as well. I've also got this thing bolted straight through the floor so that there's a bolt that goes through the bed and anchors it down, so it is really sturdy in there. Because of how deep this chest is, I'm actually able to store so much stuff in here, from spare axles, spare tie rods, my Morflate, my hoses, all kinds of tools, everything I need to work on my truck, repair it. Over here behind the fridge, you can actually see I have more storage. I've got my little brush I use to clean out the camper behind here. Under that, I've got a torque wrench and a light. The fridge is pretty much purely secured by these ratchet straps. You can see I go into the bed stiffener here, and then on this side, I'm going down into the bottom of my extrusion. The goal with this build out was essentially to make everything bulletproof. I didn't want the fridge, the cabinets, the chest, any of it to move while I was out off-roading. I like to beat up my truck. I like to take it on some pretty fun trails. And in order to do that, I needed to make sure that this system was really nice and secure. I can actually get up on top of the countertop, sit up here, shake basically the entire truck with the countertop. It is all super secure. And this is where I want to highlight the Tune's T-Track, because I would not have been able to make this camper build out as secure as it is without the T-Track that Tune has all over the camper. Let's go ahead and take a look behind the scenes. So behind this panel here, we get to look at the back of the drawer system. You can see how I've got these aluminum extrusion rails between all of the drawers. And essentially what I did was built out an aluminum extrusion cage and then bolted everything to that. So the drawers are just bolted into the aluminum extrusion. The countertop is bolted to the extrusion. Same with the facing right over here. I've got the drawer system anchored in 8 different points to the camper and to the truck. Let me show you that. So right there, I'm bolting from the extrusion into the T-Track. I'm also doing it right there, right here, right there. Over here, you can see I'm bolting into the bed stiffener. I'm also bolting in there and there, and you can just barely see it, but I'm also bolted in right there. So that's not every location where this guy's bolted. Like I said, I think it's like 8, 9, or 10 different spots where this guy bolts into both the camper and the truck bed. I love that I can bolt straight to the aluminum extrusion of the Tune onto that T-Track, and then I can also bolt it to the truck bed, so it's anchored to not just the truck, but the camper as well. makes it super, super sturdy. Like I can really get in here and pull all of my weight into that thing and it's not gonna budge. A quick rundown of all the different drawers. Right here, we've got miscellaneous camping stuff. I've got cords, Loctite, spare bolts. Inside of here, we've got my miscellaneous camping things. I've got chessboards, hammocks, lights, speakers, power strips, emergency ponchos, duct tape, all kinds of stuff in there. Ratchet straps. The bottom drawer over here houses all of my cookware. I keep my sleeping bag blanket in here as a bit of padding to make sure stuff doesn't bounce around. And then I've got different bowls, pots, pans, soap, propane, cups, Tupperware, you name it, it's all in here. This last little guy just pops off and gives me access to my recovery rope and a few different things like ratchet straps, tools, my shovel, machetes. In the middle here, we've got a silverware drawer up top where I also keep my toiletries and sponges. Down here, we've got our food drawer. I made this guy absolutely massive to store a ton of dry food. Anything that doesn't go in the fridge goes right in here, easy to get to. And at the very bottom, this little cubby is just used to house my trash bag. Moving on to this side, obviously, we got the sink up top. Love this thing. And then we've got a 120 volt outlet below with 2 USB-A and 1 USB-C. We've also got the switch on and off for the sink pump. So when it's not in use, I just keep it off. Down here, we've got things like my projector, little shower bag. I also keep paper towels in here. And at the very bottom is my electrical cabinet. I'm really, really happy with how this thing came out. So inside of here, I've got a Vature 300 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. This is a ton of power. If you aren't familiar with amp hours, this is almost 4,000 watt hours. It's absolutely huge, runs everything I needed to, and never dies, really. I've gone ahead and labeled every single wire, so I know exactly what each one does. Like this is my pump switch. We've got the sink pump ground there, a bunch of different wires here. So over here on the left, we've got my Renogy Voyager 20 amp solar MPPT charge controller. We've also got my Renogy 20 amp DC to DC charger. We have a 120 volt outlet with my Starlink and camera battery charger plugged in. And then finally, we have the Renogy 700 watt 120 volt inverter. Everything is hooked up to these bus bars, which are bolted into this wooden panel, which is ratchet strapped over the top of the battery. Essentially what that does is keeps this thing really, really nice and secure. Doesn't allow it to move whatsoever. And it also makes it so it's really easy to access everything to either diagnose or repair or add new connections. So you can see right here, taking that cover off of the bus bar, we have 4 different bolts with a bunch of smaller electrical connections under these little screws here. And then from here, we just have a wire running to power and another wire running up to the inverter. Super simple, keeps this thing nice and organized, really easy to maintain and access at any time. I really love how accessible this electrical panel is. A lot of people like to bury their electrical systems so they never see the light of day. This one was made to be easy to get to, and I've also got storage in there if I want to charge things inside of the electrical panel so that they don't have to be in the way up here while we're using this area. If you guys are curious what kind of options I got for my M1L, I went ahead and got the Max Air fan. I've got that running right now, just sucking some air through, keeping it nice and fresh in here. I've also got the Truma heater down here. I absolutely love this thing. It is such a lifesaver when it gets nice and cold out. You can see it's got a nice little clock on the corner there. You can see the propane tank for the heater right there. And the heater comes with this insulation pack, which helps keep it cooler in here when it's warm out and warmer in here when it's cool out. I also went ahead and got the Tune Halo lights. This is a little switch form. I absolutely love these lights. Very nice and dimmable. At night, they are a really nice warm glow. Makes the camper feel really, really homey. Absolutely necessary, I'd say. Back here, this big coiled up hose is what I use to fill my water tank. I've got a 14-gallon water tank that sits below where my spare tire would normally sit. And this big long hose allows me to hook up to my 7-gallon Reliance tank using a 3D printed adapter, put that on the roof and gravity fill the system. Nice and easy. It only takes about a minute to drain that 7-gallon tank. It's pretty fast. So there you can see my 14-gallon water tank. It sits exactly where that spare tire would normally sit. I've got 35-inch tires, so I couldn't fit a spare tire in here anymore. So this space was just wasted, and now it has a great purpose. I've got a hose that runs up and into the bed on that side, and then a vent hose that comes up and around the corner and allows me to unscrew that little vent cap, make sure that it vents nicely when I'm filling and when I'm using it. If you guys have seen my Moab campsite video, on Tune's page, you'd also know that I keep my clothes up here on these little bungees. These are what come with the Tune to help close it down. But when it's open and they're not in use, I like to string them up and store my clothes up here, because this would otherwise be wasted space. Keeps things nice and organized. I also use the bungee on the other side here for a paper towel. I'm actually all out of paper towels right now, so just imagine that this is a full paper towel roll there. It's a nice spot because it's right above the sink. Then when I'm cooking, I put my stove here, so it allows me to easily get to those. I like to put my headlamps up on this little bar that you use to open and close the Tune, and then if I have a hat and I'm not using it, I'll throw it on there as well. Overall, I'm just really happy with how the camper came out. I think I struck a really good balance, something that's durable, lightweight, and maximizes the interior space of the Tune M1L. I think the M1L is such a great option because it's so lightweight, gives you a ton of interior space and so much modularity. I would not have been able to make the camper build out so secure if it wasn't for all the T-track that the Tune has. The ability to mount it to the walls of the camper and to my truck makes it so it's super rigid and super secure. I'd love to hear any thoughts that you guys have. Let me know what you think I did well. Let me know what you think I didn't do well. I really like seeing other people's builds, getting inspiration from them, and I hope this build can do that for you as well. Maybe give you some inspiration, some ideas on what you might do if you're building at the back of your Tune or your truck camper. Anyways, now I'm going to show some of the behind the scenes of building the camper. Here's a look at the frame in the early stages of the build out. You can see where I've mounted to the Tune's extrusion in a few points here. The start of the build was really fun. I kind of relate it to playing with Legos. The aluminum extrusion is super modular in the way that you can just slide things around, bolt it, unbolt it. Here you can see how I secured the drawer slides to the aluminum extrusion frame. With the start of the frame built, I started working on my countertop. I first cut out the sink cutout, and then after the countertop, I cut out the front face for the drawer system. With those two faces cut out, I got a better idea of how it looked. I also cut out some of the wood for the electrical cabinet. Alright, now fast forward a bit, I had the entire frame built out and all of the wood cut to size. Now it was time to sand everything down and get it ready for stain. We used 180 grit sandpaper before staining to make sure that the wood was ready for the stain. You can see my girlfriend Willow here cranking away. Huge thanks, Willow, because this was a ton of work. And of course, Camber was there, wanting me to throw his frisbee every second. Once everything was sanded, we went ahead and stained it with an oil-based stain and then coated it in polyurethane. I didn't really like this color too much at first. I thought it was a little bit too red, but once it was all in the truck, it actually looked really good. You can see it's nice and shiny there. We used 5 coats of polyurethane on the countertops and 3 everywhere else. And that'll wrap this video up. I appreciate everyone for watching, taking a look at my build. It was a really fun project, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram if you want to see more of Sharky. I'm Sharky the Taco on Instagram. My name's Max. And go ahead and check out my other videos on Tune's YouTube page. I've done some pretty cool stuff, from camping in some epic campsites in Moab to wheeling Hell's Revenge, and more to come this summer. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun time. And again, thanks to everybody who watched this far through the video. I'll see you all later.